Hey, you guys. Interesting news. And I know what the thumbnail says. I'm not quitting Vtubing. I'd like to get that off the bat. But Vtubing as a whole has just taken a huge blow. And I'd like to talk about the fact that this has kind of been a slow burn for a while now. And I think people are starting to catch on. And I want to make a bit of a video covering it. I would have used this with my actual model, but my tech has been weird recently, so sadly I can't right now. But let me explain everything that's been going on. So a lot of VTubers have been quitting recently, and companies have been closing or transferring over. You might know Idol being transferred to another company, not because the company itself was too big, but because it had ownership over the Rin Penrose IP for the longest time. Rin did not agree with the company and how it was going, and she resigned, but she was able to luckily keep her IP and continue VTubing to this day, as of this video coming out. But I would like to ask a question, because I don't really know the answer, but what the hell has been happening with Hololive? Emma Watson, Fauna have quit recently. Emma Watson hasn't technically fully graduated. She will technically still be part of some activities, but her channel is no longer going to be active. So I'm going to count that as pretty close to graduation. But all that pales in comparison to something that happened extremely recently. Gargora has graduated. This is an announcement I saw coming a while ago. When her channel became inactive for months, I didn't think she was coming back. I'm going to be honest, okay? With all of the other VTubers from her same agency, some of the biggest VTubers in the world, quitting right before she went blank with no notice, I imagine she'd be quitting too. As a VTuber myself, at least I hope I can continue to be one if my tech stops freaking out, this is a big deal, and it's frankly insane. But what has Hololive done? Because, if I'm correct, both Fauna and Gora's reasons for quitting, two of the biggest VTubers ever, Gora being the biggest VTuber of all time, which is what makes this such a big deal, Fauna being, I think, top 10, almost certainly top 10, actually, both millions of subscribers, huge powerhouses of the industry, quitting for disagreements with management and company progression, I believe. What has Hololive done? But also, multiple companies have been shut down or transferred. Bunch of agency VTubers have been quitting. It feels like VTubers have been making a bit of a steady transition to indie recently, which I'm indie, so I have no problem with this. What I do have a problem with is some of the biggest VTubers of all time, including the biggest of all time, just straight up leaving the platform. Gora was Hololive, she was corporate, and she was the biggest VTuber. And when I say big, I mean she was big. Like, she sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at an official pro baseball match. Like, big deal. Huge advertisements for these VTubers are appearing on billboards in Tokyo. Like, you'll see ads for specific VTubers on YouTube. VTubers have become a big thing. It's not as niche of a community anymore. And when the biggest VTubers are leaving, as a VTuber myself, I'm starting to worry. Now, I'm doing this as a static image because that's the same way Gora's video was done. I think it was fan art of her, but it was a picture of her throughout the entire video. Now. I'm not just here to poke fun at the VTuber industry, of which I'm a part of, and talk about all the drama. I'd also like to talk about some interesting other things. I want to cover the news. I'm trying to report on this more accurately. So number one, Gora is not retired yet. I believe she's retiring May 1st of 2025, if I'm correct. And I just watched the video pretty recently but I might have some stuff mixed up. I'm pretty sure it's May 1st. But also, that means she's not gone yet. We still have a while with Gora. Her channel activities should resume until then. And the biggest thing I'm noticing is that she said that she has another project that she's ready to release before the eventual graduation. I'm scared. Honestly. I always thought Gora was going to graduate at some point, because inevitably she was. Unless she puts her brain into a robot body that will never die, and she has something to preserve it, she has to graduate eventually. Or just die and leave her channel. Those were the options, okay? And my fear was always that when she's gone, VTuber industry just takes a huge blow and kind of falls. That's what I've been scared of this whole time. Because she's what was so much of propping VTubers up. She's so much of what held the community together, and now she's just gone. She's just not here anymore. She just fucking left. Like, and no hate towards Gora. I fully believe that this was for her mental health or her reasons. I have no judgment of Gora. Don't take this as an attack on her in any way. I under the entire assumption that she made the best choice for herself, and if it's the best choice for herself, I would consider that the right choice. I feel like we treat YouTubers sometimes who are really big, like she was in this way, where like them quitting is an attack on us. Like, their mental health comes before ours, guys. Your mental health comes before anyone else's, and that's the same with YouTubers. They don't sell their soul to the industry in exchange for never being able to be a person again. That's not how this situation works. But I don't know what's going to happen next. She had, I believe, nearly 5 million subscribers at the time of her graduation. I don't know if that number is going to increase or decrease, or if her channel is going to be fully removed. I really hope it's not, because there aren't enough archive channels for us to preserve all of the content that she posted, and it would really suck if she left. But I don't know, you guys. I'm a little scared. I'm kind of excited, because I feel like there's two ways this can go. Number one, the VTuber industry just kind of plummets a little bit. It takes a hit. Or a lot bit. A varying amount of it just kind of taking a dip. And that would suck. VTuber industry just like goes down. But I think the other thing that could happen is that indie VTubers start getting more attention. With all the big corporate VTubers starting to leave or go indie, in Penrose's case, like she didn't transfer to another company, she's her own individually owned IP now. And, I mean, like, I believe Iron Mouse was the second biggest VTuber. I think second or third. Iron Mouse is probably about to start blowing up. I'm almost certain she's the biggest indie VTuber. I think she might be the second biggest in the world. After Gargora, of course. And, like, she won Creator of the Year. She broke the stream record. She, like, beat out Kai Cenat. It was a whole thing. People were dicks to her about it for no good reason. But I think that indie VTubers are going to start picking up the attention. I think that the fans leaving from all of the corporate VTubers are going to start realizing that indie VTubers are probably going to be here for longer. To an extent. Because they're owned by themselves, and they operate by themselves. So, I'm not scared of Iron Mouse graduating, like I've always been scared of Gora graduating. Ever since I started watching her content semi-regularly, listen, Gora's never been like my Oshi, my number one VTuber, but I've always liked her content. I found it entertaining. She's funny. I think she's a good VTuber and just YouTuber in general. She's a cool cat, or shark in her case. But like, I don't know. I've always been scared of her leaving ever since I started watching her content, because I started watching her content like somewhat regularly around the time, like a little bit before she went blank. And even then I could kind of tell she was fizzling out a little bit. Most people couldn't, but I've seen other VTubers fizzle out before she did. And I started noticing some of the same signs. I'm not scared of Iron Mouse leaving. I mean, it's for a few reasons that differ to specifically her, but also the whole indie thing. I don't know. But the entire thing scares me. I don't want VTubers to just be completely brought down by this whole situation. I think that would fucking suck. I think that would be terrible. And I don't know if it would be an objectively good or bad thing for indie VTubers to start kind of getting bigger than corporate. But overall, I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm scared and excited and interested all at the same time. I'm sad about all the VTubers that are leaving. I'm excited about the new VTubers that maybe want to come. And one quick thing before I go, I have a few things I want to mention. First off, this is, I think, the biggest VTuber announcement of all time, ever since HoloLive made their first debut group. Because it was number 1 on trending when I first saw it. That's how I saw it. Her retirement announcement was number 1 on trending, at least for a while. So people care. And VTubing community is a pretty big community at this point. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to see. But I'm interested to see where this all goes. Anyway, my next video, I should have my model back again. I'm probably going to put up a poll on 2 different videos I'm thinking about doing. So make sure to check the announcement section to see that. But I don't want to end it on the plug note. So like and subscribe and all that. But also, I'd like to give a shout out to all the VTubers who retired for their own mental health. That takes courage. A lot of people think it's cowardly. But I think it's the opposite. It takes courage. Because these people are entitled brats sometimes. Like, they'll talk about how amazing their community is, and I'm sure some of them have amazing communities. And I'm sure all of them have amazing people in their communities. But some people in their community are entitled little shits, I'm going to be completely honest. And it's really courageous of them to take this step. And I think that that's a good example to set. Not for people to be leaving, but for people to be able to leave when the industry is starting to hurt them. Anyway, this has been my kind of video essay on the recent decline of VTubers, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.